All right, switching gears here. Trade groups are fighting back against decreasing gas taxes, saying it could jeopardize infrastructure improvements and will not always lead to savings for consumers. Yahoo Finance senior columnist Rick Newman has the details for us. Rick, so I guess there goes my gas check rebate, right?
Well, they could still send you a check or maybe a gas card. That's what they're considering in California. But there are lots of politicians who say, look, gas prices are so high, let's give consumers a break and suspend the federal gas tax. And a few states are starting to do this. The problem is that the gas tax at both the federal and the state level funds roads and bridges. So if you're not going to charge people the gas tax, how are you going to fund roads and bridges? There are a couple of states that say, look, we've got so much money from the infrastructure bill that President Biden signed last November. We've got enough money so we can do this. But there's another tricky thing with suspending the gas tax, which is how do you put it back in place? That actually gets tricky when people get used to the gas tax holiday, and then you have to put it back and you're essentially raising taxes on them at that point. So I don't think this is going to happen at the federal level, but there are a couple states saying, look, we have the money, we're going to do it.
And the states that have suspended it or created this holiday, do any of them have sort of end dates, or are they mostly open-ended here, to your point about it being difficult to reinstate it?
I think there are end dates on this going into the fall, for example, but you can always extend that, of course, and it depends on what the direction of gas prices is likely to be. I think a bigger question for these states is how do they backfill the funding for roads and bridges? I mean, how many times have we talked about the desperate need for infrastructure funding? And here we've got states saying, we'll put that aside for a little while. So the good news here is a lot of the states do have, they are in pretty good fiscal shape. They do have a fair amount of money. What'll be interesting is if we could see any state that actually withdraws the gas tax and then keeps it that way, says that we're going to do without this for as long as we can.
Rick, we were just speaking to Representative Nancy Mace of South Carolina, and she was telling us she spent $350 on some food and some paper towels, and really didn't get a whole lot much in her trip to the supermarket, but really perhaps underscores why President Biden's approval ratings are the lowest of his presidency, no?
Absolutely. I've been saying for some time, inflation is the top three problems for President Biden at this point. It's gas. Gas prices, when they're high, they have an outsized effect on consumer psyches because people just see the price everywhere they go. Everywhere you go, you're reminded, oh, God, gas is $4.30 a gallon. And the rest of the bills are going up, too. It's real stuff. It's food. It's rent that's going up. It's not just, a few exotic things. We got 8% inflation, probably going higher before it starts to come back down. So this does not surprise me one bit that Biden's approval rating is a very low 40% or so.
All right, we'll leave it there. Yahoo Finance senior columnist Rick Newman, always good to see you.